Plaintiff Belinda Jones says the defendant is her daughter, and she has 3 children by 3 different men. Belinda claims she's been forced to provide for her grandchildren even when she was suffering from lung cancer, and she's suing her daughter for a loan and stolen money. Defendant Katrina Jones admits she's made some bad decisions and has 3 children by 3 men. And she also admits that her mother has helped her out a lot. However, Katrina does not feel that she owes her mother for the loan and insists she never stole anything from her.
All right, tell me what's going on.
I am suing my daughter Katrina Jones today, who I love dearly. But I feel that when a child takes from the parent, it's time to pull back the reins. Katrina is 24 years old. She has 3 children. But with her 3 children, the fathers aren't really involved. So
how many fathers?
3.
3.
So I have been basically the provider.
How old are your children?
I have an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Go ahead.
I even provided for these children when I had lung cancer 5 years ago.
God.
And
Bless
one
you.
of the things that I worry about is I had a couple of friends who have died from cancer.
Right.
They said it was gone at first, and then some years later, it came back, or it came back in another area. So with Katrina, say for instance, somewhere down the line, it comes back, or if some other illness comes over me, and I'm able to see that something is going to happen, I want to be able to leave here in peace, knowing that she's able to take care of my grandchildren and herself, because I do love her.
So how do you think you can help her prepare for independence? Or what is she doing to prepare for independence?
What I had done is I had paid to put Trina through school, take a course.
Good.
And I also have kept her children while she has done that. I kept her children while she works.
Okay, what's the status of her educational pursuits?
She has said that she's going back to school, but she hasn't.
Let me hear a little bit about you, ma'am. Then I'll ask you some questions as well, if you don't mind.
I do admit that I made bad decisions. My mom, she helps me out a lot. She really does. I do have 3 children by 3 different fathers, and no, they're not in their life at all. I mean, we're just young, and they want to do their own little thing, sell drugs, and I'm not with it, so.
You didn't know that when you got with them, that
No.
they were drug dealers?
No.
How long had you been with them before?
Okay, we both were underage, and
How
I was
old was
fighting.
he? You were 16. How old was he?
He was 15.
How long were the 2 of you dating?
Me and him was together for, I want to say, we got together, he was 11.
So you all were together a number of years before
we
you
was together
produced
for
a
some
child.
years.
And you all didn't use protection, I guess?
No, we didn't.
What about the second child? How long were you all together before you had a child?
Me and him was together probably for a year.
Okay.
4 years.
And you had already had a child without planning for it.
Yes.
And you didn't think that you would have another child if you didn't provide any protection? What happened there?
To be honest with you, me and the father, we were young and dumb, so.
I know, but you were young when you did it the first time.
Yes.
All right. So the second time you were older. And so to avoid the same unplanned pregnancy that you had the first time, you should have known that this time we need to use protection. And you didn't do that? Why not?
Because we did want a second child. We did want a child. Me and him did.
You
We thought we were
wanted a
going to be
second
together.
child.
Yes.
Okay.
Me and him
So
did.
what about the third one? What's wrong? You don't know? You don't know what happened? I know it's inconvenient for you to talk about it, but it's inconvenient for her to raise them. Okay, how about school? What's your status there? Did you finish high school?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. And then what?
Then I went to become a CNA, which the course she paid for. I work. Right now, since she's not babysitting for me, it's hard for me to work, which she is currently trying to help me a little bit, but she has a full-time job.
Say it again, it's hard for you to work? Why?
It's hard for me to work because I don't have a babysitter, and the daycare that my kids were in, it's not good.
Okay, why didn't you take them to another one?
I try to look what's close to my job and what's convenient for me to get to. I mean,
it's more convenient for you to have a job and them in daycare.
Right. Well, no, I have a
I'm
job,
trying
but
to make
she was
sense
helping.
with you.
No,
You've
I'm
made
saying,
a lot of mistakes.
Right.
So I'm trying to get you to understand and think forward.
Right.
And that's what we're doing now, thinking forward. Because most single mothers, they work and they go to school, or they work 2 jobs. So we're trying to get to why you can't do that. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I don't want you to go out here and have another unplanned pregnancy by a 4th man who is not in the life of your children. Because that costs society money, it costs you money, and you'll cost your children because they'll grow up in poverty. And children who grow up in poverty, because none of their fathers are in their lives, and they live with their mother who doesn't have the income to support them, those children are likely to go to jail. I'm sorry to make you cry, but a lot of other people are crying because of your activities. Give us some tissue.
I'm okay.
She cries a lot, I'm sure, about the burden that you put on her because of your repeated mistakes. So I'm trying to give you some insight here. You don't want your children growing up in poverty. You don't want that to be the result of you not doing your best. And doesn't sound like you're doing your best. All right, I'm just looking out for your children now, quite frankly. I'm trying to appeal to you on behalf of your children. All right? And see, I'm sorry I have to go through this, but this is what young people do. Many. They have an excuse for all of the reasons that they can't overcome their obstacles. And then people say the judge is being tough on her. Why, somebody need to be tough on you? Women all the time are working several jobs to keep their kids out of poverty. And they do their best, and their best is good enough. So we need you to do your best. And what do you want to tell me about the loan and stolen money you're suing her for?
Okay, last May, I received a lump sum from Social Security. Katrina kept asking me, could she borrow some money? I finally gave in, and I loaned her $1,800. And she was supposed to pay me back when she got her income tax time this year. She gave me a promissory note.
Reading people are laughing. They watch me enough to know that not one person who has ever come in here has repaid a debt based on when they get their income tax. That's the oldest game in the world. Go ahead.
Okay, so
you haven't gotten your $1,800, no doubt.
Didn't get that.
Okay.
Didn't get that.
Tell me about the stolen money.
So then in May, I received another lump sum. When I received this one, I had been doing some shopping, and finally I called to just check on my balance, and when I checked on my balance, it was way off. So I called Social Security, and they gave me a list of some things that I knew I had not purchased. And they sent me a printout. Well, when they sent me the printout, I looked, there was all of this stuff saying that I had played some kind of game. I got some kind of computer game software, which I didn't. And it was several $100 missing. I filled out some fraudulent papers, sent it back. They sent it back to me saying that there was nothing that they could do. I talked with Katrina about it before I sent the papers out. At first, she didn't tell me anything. And then eventually she told me that she did use some. She said as far as the games, my granddaughter had played those. But she had promised to pay it back.
How much was that?
Altogether, it totaled $700 and something. And then in July, I had them over for the 4th of July. And when I called on the 5th to make sure my money was on my card, when I called, my money had been put on there, but it wasn't all there. And I asked Katrina about it. She told me that she had asked me for it, and I was like, no, you didn't ask me.
So what did you find out occurred?
That money was also gone. She said she asked me for it while I was half asleep.
And you gave it to her, that's what she's saying?
Yeah.
All right, let me ask her today. Ma'am, did you borrow $1,800 from your mother?
I did.
Okay, why haven't you repaid that?
Okay, I don't feel like I have to pay that back.
Why? When you borrow, that's the definition.
No.
Yes, yes. Borrow means I'm going to
I
repay.
should pay it back.
Pardon me?
I don't feel I should pay it back. Me and her done helped each other out plenty
Oh, so
of
you
times.
defrauded your mother. Because you knew this when you borrowed the $1,800. You knew that y'all had helped each other then. And that's what you should have said. Mama, we've helped each other. So
I didn't ask
give
for
me
all the money.
$1,800. Instead, you said, Mama, loan me $1,800, meaning I will pay you back.
I never asked to borrow the money.
Yeah, but you did borrow it.
I didn't ask
You
her.
did borrow it. Now let's get to the stolen money. Did you steal any money from her?
Nope.
Did you charge up anything on her account without her permission?
Now, as far as that,
Did
no.
you or did you not
No.
charge up money on her account without her permission?
No.
So she's lying on you?
Yes.
She's lying on you about the other stolen money.
Yep.
I believe you're lying. I believe you lied to her about this. You probably lied to your mother about many, many things. And now you're lying to me. And if you don't turn your life around, your children are going to live in poverty. And then you're going to have to explain it. And I hope you don't lie to them. You can roll your eyes all you want. I'm speaking for the children. I could care less about you. You've shown that you don't care about yourself. Let's care about the children. $2,867. Get out my courtroom. Bye.
I love my daughter to death. I just hope, and I hate to see her upset like she was in there, but I just hope that maybe something that he said, registers. I really do. And you seem like you're upset with me.
I'm not upset with you at all. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you.
I was wondering. I think this will take some of the bitterness away from me, because even though we've been dealing with each other, I've been still bitter, and I'm quite sure she can see some of the coldness from me. So I can get past that now, so I can pay my bills. Right?
Yes.
I love you. I love you. Okay.